Well, the president of Iran is dead. Was it a hit? Was it natural? Was it something like that? That's what I want to talk about and the possible ramifications of that because it could affect us. Welcome to Integrative Preparedness, by the way. Welcome to everybody, all the new people who have joined lately. It's great to have you here. I wanted to say a couple of things. I've had to remove a few comments, not a lot, but just to kind of the rules of the road here, because I don't want anybody's comments to be removed, if I can help it. There are a few things just to let you know that I will remove a comment for. One is profanity. Another is talking badly about another channel. I know we all have our favorite channels. We feel different ways about different things, but I don't bash other channels, and I don't allow that here either. Also, I would ask that you not on the YouTube. Now you can do it on the Patreon channel, but on the YouTube, I would prefer that you not recommend other channels. They may not be channels that I'm familiar with, or they might be, and there may be something about that particular channel that I don't support. And I'm not going to say anything bad about them, but I won't necessarily support that, and so I will often remove those comments. Any comment with a link in it is caught by the filters and is removed. It never makes it to anybody see anyway. And I hate that. I'll tell you something, a lot of that, when I go back and I look at the comments that have been held, it's a lot of great comments, and they were held because of punctuation, because maybe somebody put a period after a sentence and then didn't put a space before the next sentence, and the filters picked that up as a link. I know, and I go back and I see some of those, and they're great comments from some of our great commenters, and I'm thinking, wow, I wish that had been up for everybody to be able to read. And so, if that's ever been yours, if you ever put up a comment and said, "Oh, it didn't get up. Did Steve take it down?" Probably not. If that was the case, it just got caught in the filters, and that's too bad because I wished everybody could see your comment. So what's going on? A couple of things. Also, I just finished the 7th book yesterday. Today I will be going through putting in some of what's called the front matter, the preface and the introduction and the dedication and things like that. And I will be making a short video over on the Patreon channel because I've had a lot of people ask me. They're interested in my writing process and how I do things and kind of the mechanics of it and all. And so I'll put that up after I do this one. I'll put that up on the Patreon channel. If you're not with us, I'll put the link down below. Love to have you. The first annual Integrative Preparedness / Stonemont Gathering has been set for July 13th in the Kansas City area. That information is also on the Patreon channel, and there's a way you can see how to register for that. Doesn't cost anything. I mean, people are coming from all over the country. I can't believe it because I've seen my son who runs the website told me that who he has received RSVPs from. We just like to know how many people are going to be there because, because. I'm hoping to do something a little special for everybody who's coming. I can't say what it is just in case it doesn't happen, but we will see. I think that's about it. Let's get to, if I think of anything else, I'll cram it in later in the video. I thank you all for your thoughts and prayers. We survived the, derecho, the big storms that came through. They came through. We didn't get much, to be honest. A big limb broken in the tree. We didn't get anything like Houston. Hope you all are doing okay down there. Had several comments from Houston people. Thank you for thinking about us here up here in Kansas. But it seemed like it didn't do near the damage that we expected it to, so that's cool. But it looks like we're getting a couple more days. I think we're supposed to get some more tonight, and then tomorrow, and then the next day. So we will see. Anyway, good for the garden as long as it doesn't blow anything important away. Excuse me, I got to take a sip. Thank you. And let's talk about Iran. The president of Iran, what's his name? Ibrahim Raisi. That's it. He was the president. Now, the president is really number two in Iran. I'm going to say a couple of things about Iran, and then how it might affect us. What we need to keep in mind is the number two position. The supreme leader is the guy that really runs everything, and then you have the president. This Raisi, he was one of two apparently who were in line to go up to its supreme leader status when the present supreme leader Khomeini it dies. The other one is Khomeini's son, but this Raisi was really considered to be the brutal one. He was called the butcher of Tehran because of his overseeing of the mass executions. Now, a lot of people don't realize that Iran used to be a very close ally of ours over there. It was one of the blocks of stability that we supported, and the Shah. It was under the Shah. Under the Shah, he was westernizing Iran. I mean, women were dressing in mini skirts instead of, a sack. Women were going to university. Really, Iran was developing. We had great. An old girlfriend of mine's dad was worked in the embassy over there. They just loved it. Loved it. Excuse me, I'm talking so much. I need another sip. Well, if you're not familiar with what happened with the Shah, it was essentially Jimmy Carter bailed on him. It was the first of the five stabilizing secular leaders of Muslim countries that we overthrew. We essentially overthrew it. We withdrew our support from him. Read about it if you want all the details. And then the Ayatollah Khomeini came in from Paris, where all the Muslim wackos, not all Muslims are wackos, but what I'm talking about, all the Muslim terror. Well, I shouldn't even say that, should I? Whatever. They all hide up there in Paris with their billions of dollars. Arafat was the same way. And so he came in, and you remember, if you have heard about it, the hostage crisis. They took over our embassy, and Carter it showed the world the weakness of American leadership and the weakness of America under under weak leadership. We're going through the same thing now. I used to say back then the most dangerous thing to be in the world was an American, because everybody knew that America wouldn't retaliate, it wouldn't respond, and of course that's the danger today, that under this administration, the world sees America as weak, and so that's why there are all these traveling warnings around the world. If you're American, it can be dangerous to travel the world right now. The Shah was the first one that they took out, and then the next one was the guy in Iraq, and then Libya, and then Mubarak in Egypt, and then they tried to take down Syria, but they weren't successful because of Russia's support for Syria. Anyway, and yeah, I know Iran was mixed up in that too. So anyway, that's the deal. That's a short history lesson of what's going on with Iran. Ever since then, the people of Iran have been trying to overthrow the government. I mean, there have been mass protests. The Iranian people are great people. They're wonderful people, and they are as people go. They are an intelligent country, and they want freedom. We have not supported those people in that. For all the governments that we've overthrown in the world through the CIA, we have not supported that. Well, now I'm wondering what's happening here. But the people have risen up many times, and had we just supported that better at all, really, we might have been able to replace that regime over there, and the things in the Middle East would not be the mess they are now, because they wouldn't be Hamas and Hezbollah would not have their support. Okay, enough down that rabbit hole. Back here at what's going on with this guy. So he goes down in a helicopter crash in the foggy mountains of northern Iran, up around the border of Azerbaijan. Right? Why did the helicopter go down? I mean, there were other choppers there with him, right? They didn't go down, but the president's went down, along with was it his security chief or anyway somebody else? Somebody else, doesn't matter. Okay, is he really dead? I don't know. Who was he taken out by? That's one question. Okay, was he taken out by? Was he taken out internally? First off, realize that Iran is an unstable country, and this is going to introduce instability, further instability, into an unstable country, either nuclear capable or near nuclear capable, and that's that's never a good thing, right? Well, was he taken out from the inside by Khomeini's son, who wants to be next in line? Was he taken out by his generals? Was he taken out by the CIA? Was he taken out by the Mossad? I mean, a helicopter going down, that's, you know. Some of you know that anytime, well, not anytime, but very often, when something goes awry and you have to explain why some people died, you reach in the drawer and you pull out that card that says helicopter crash, right? So what effect is this going to have? Well, like I say, it's going to introduce instability into an already unstable country. The people are now using this opportunity, as they should, to rise up, and the protests are now growing. The question is going to be, what does the world do? How does this affect the balance of power? How does this affect Iran's support for other groups? Oh, interestingly enough, before I started doing this, I just saw on the news, it just came out, that the International Criminal Court, which there should not be one, the International Criminal Court has just put out warrants, I believe, for Benjamin Netanyahu and the leadership of Hamas. That's interesting, right? Nothing's going to happen. I mean, nobody's going to come down and arrest Bibi. Just like, well, I won't get into what I was going to get into there. So, what's going to happen? All I can say, and all that I know, is that things are going to get more interesting. I mean, I know every day we talk about things are going to get more interesting. How much more interesting can they get, Steve? Well, probably quite a bit. Somebody said this was somebody in the comments yesterday, and I haven't had a chance, by the way, to give back an answer or give a heart to all the comments. For the new people, I read every comment. It's getting a little bit harder for me to respond to everybody, but I do like to respond to everyone. And so it's usually after I get done with the first things of the day, now I get back and try to respond to everybody that I wasn't able to respond to the day before. But one of the comments said this is an Archduke Ferdinand moment. And of course, he's referring to the assassination of the Archduke Ferdinand in Sarajevo that they say, kicked off World War I. Well, very possibly it could be. We just talked yesterday to a couple at a graduation party, and they were about to leave for a river cruise down the Rhine and down into, I think they're headed down into Bosnia. I don't know. And I think it would be a very interesting time to be an American in Europe. It's not something that I would want to do right now. But, that's just me. I tend to lead a very careful life because of the life I lived before. What's that line from that movie? Not a bad movie, but, Taken? Yeah. And when the guy's wife accuses him of being paranoid, he says, your job made you paranoid. And Kelly used to think that about me, too. And he says, it didn't make me paranoid, it made me aware. Exactly right. The more aware you are, the more careful you tend to be. So, what's going to happen with this thing? Hard to know. Impossible to know. Um, hard to guess. We're going to have to watch. And but this is the perfect opportunity. If we had strong leadership here in the United States, this would be the perfect opportunity to reduce the influence of Iran, to support the uprising of the people in Iran. They want freedom. We go around and we're all, and this is a big lie too, because America, meaning our government, doesn't mean the people, but our government goes around all the time talking about how we want to promote freedom in the world, and that's a bunch of BS. We have fought wars under that umbrella of saying that we want to promote freedom, and the reason, of course, that we fight wars is for money, is to make money for the people who are already rich. Let's send out the non-rich people's sons and daughters to die so that the rich can get richer, and that's always the way it's been. So, but this would be the perfect opportunity for American leadership to, let me say, assist in the adjustment of the Iranian situation and give those people their freedom. Cut out those maniacs that have been running that country for ever since 1979, and get things taken care of. A whole lot of problems in the world could be taken care of if that government was changed. We will see. But there's too much money. Our leaders are so corrupt that they're not going. They're taking a look at it right now, going, I wonder which way I can make more money. What a sad state of. What's not sad? Where you don't find that junk in here. The Stonemont series. I almost forgot to mention my books. Or all you new people, I'm the guy that wrote these. The Stonemont series, the reversion, the revival, the renewal, and appeal to heaven, the blessings of freedom, and hostages to fortune. I'll probably tell you the name of the 7th book in the next couple of days. I've already put the cover up over on the Patreon. And by the way, if you're not with us on Patreon, come on over. We'd love to have you. It only costs $1 a month, and the link is down below. We'll put a lot more stuff over there than we do on the YouTube channel. This is a story about the collapse of everything, and a family who, as a result of their preparedness, was able to not just continue to live well after the collapse, but to help others, and then to start rebuilding a community and then a society. And done the right way according to the foundational principles on which our country was first based, our country being the United States, and with which almost all of you, except the trolls, would agree, right? Self-sufficiency and belief in God, doing the right things, being responsible for yourself and helping others as you can, and running a community and a society according to those principles that we know work. And that doesn't mean communism or terrorism or anything like that. So these are available, and the 7th book probably going to be available, as I said, on Patreon yesterday. Probably be available to the public in the latter part of June. But these are available now, either through Amazon or from me directly. Amazon, the link's down below. They'll get them to you quick, and you can get them in paperback, Kindle, or Audible. That's why I would say audio. Audible. People are loving the Audible. People who have already read through the whole series several times are now getting the Audible so that they can listen to it while they drive, while they work, and there are so many lessons in here. So many. I say I could make videos for 100 years and never begin to scratch the surface of what I've already covered in detail in these. Plus, it's a great story. You'll love the story. Great. It's about good people and bad people and what happens to the bad people. We take care of them. And but if you want to get them through me, you can get them through our website, stonemont.us. I don't get them to you as quickly. I want to say that right up. I wished I could, but I keep running out, and then I have to order more, and I keep running out, which is a great problem to have. But I'm sorry if that I'm not able to get them out as quickly as Amazon does. But I get to sign them for you, and I get to write a little note in them to you, and you will get them. Okay? All right. We'll think. We'll keep our eye on what's going on with Iran. And man, I mean, this could it could turn out to be a big nothing, but it could be, a fuse being lit, and who knows what is going to be the result of that. So we'll keep our eye on it and talk about it. You all, as always, keep preparing. That's the purpose. The purpose of preparing is to enable us to continue to live well, regardless of what happens. And we're not going to know what happens. There's no telling, but we prepare for what we don't know. We know some things are coming, right? But we're not sure about others. You all have a good day. Remember that we prepare well today in order to live well tomorrow. And I'll talk to you later. Bye bye.